I'm Milling About with Zahra Newman, and she's starring in Long Story Short. Hi there, good morning.
Hi, morning. How are you?
Well, for me, it's 7 o'clock at night. I'm in New York.
Well, it's 9 a.m. here. It's all right. It's not too early, but it is a bit gray. It's a bit gray and rainy here
The
today.
sun, I was saying the sun is like coming down as we speak, so there are weird shadows going on, so forgive me.
Fine, no problem.
So I wish I was behind me on this lovely beach behind me.
That's Australia, isn't it?
Oh yeah, and
Yeah,
actually it's from the film. Do you
it's from
recognize
Phil.
this?
Yeah, I know. I was like, I think I know that shot. Yeah. Yeah.
So what do you remember from this day?
From this day, this film day. Oh
Yeah.
my God, I wouldn't remember. I mean, they would have done the drone shots. I don't even know if I was there when they did the drone shots. But we shot, this would be outside the house, I think it is, like outside where our house is. So our house in the film is actually two locations. The exterior is there, and then the interior was a studio that they built so that, you know, they could move walls and we could put all the cameras in the house and change windows and control lighting and stuff like that. So a lot of the stuff that we filmed, actually one of the last film days, one of the last shoot days we had, which was at this location, supposed to be sunny and sun shining, and it was just raining. And I will never forget, I had to like open the front door of the house, or maybe Rafe had to open the front door of the house, and it was just our camera operators and all of the camera assistants with like umbrellas over the camera, just standing in the doorway trying to just shield the camera from all the rain. That's what I remember from one of the days, one of the last days, just scrambling to get it all done.
The magic of movie making,
Yeah,
right?
right.
But so where was this house actually? Like, what was the location? Like, can a
Pretty sure
person
this is
be there, live there?
Bronte. Yeah, yeah. So it's actually the production offices of the Australian producers. So they actually, their office is in a residential house that they've just converted into an office space. So that's how we were able to use it, because they already had access to it and stuff like that. But it's in, I believe it's, oh my gosh, I hope I don't get this wrong. I believe it's Bronte. I think it's in the eastern suburbs of Sydney. So it's a whole stretch of beaches that run from like Bondi down to Maroubra. And there's lots of different little headlands and coves and stuff. So I'm pretty sure this is Bronte.
I, Zara, I have never been to Australia, but it's so on my bucket list, except I hate spiders.
Okay, well, yes. I mean,
I
look,
hate them.
if you're in the city, you're okay. Like actually, your encounters with wildlife are less so if you're in the city. But you know, there's lots of, in the city. You still get all the possums. Do you know what possums are? Possums.
Those are
Um,
cute.
yeah. Um, but not too many spiders. It's okay. You can avoid them. You can avoid them.
Now, what kind of a culture shock was it for you to move from Kingston to Australia? And did you?
Oh, look. I mean, I look, I've been here a very long time now. I've been here since 2001, so that is 20 years. So it's a long time, but you know, I moved as a teenager, and that in itself, you know, is a massive shift and change in environment and context, just at that time of life. But definitely the culture shock was real. I mean, you know, in some really great ways and in some more challenging ways. You know, definitely, you know, Jamaica is not a first world country. Australia is a first world country. You know, coming here and the opportunities that are so readily accessible here, you know, those are the things that I kind of remember being shocked by. Like, oh wow, you can do this. I can pursue acting as a career, which definitely would not have been open to me in Jamaica as supported as it is here. You know, it's not as supported there in Jamaica. So yeah, it was a big shift, but you know, I'm glad that I did it because or I'm glad that that it was afforded to me, because yeah, it's definitely been significant in me being able to pursue what I want to do in my life. Yeah.
And I bet when you get together with your family, you just like go right back into your Jamaican accent, because I can pick it up a little bit. It's like a perfect
I know,
combo.
right? No, man, it's because you're from New York, you know, so you're hearing a lot more of the sound than you know other people would. Not many interviewers would pick up on that. Yeah, no, look, it's just a byproduct of being in Australia for a long time. You know, I also went to school here, I studied here, so but no, most definitely, if I'm chatting with a yardie, then I'm gonna chat with a yardie, you know what I mean? Like it's yeah. And but there's, you know, there's not a massive diaspora here as well in Australia. There's not very many Jamaicans making the 3-day trek to come out to Australia, you know, it's very far. So, but you know, I've got a couple of friends, so that's good.
Well, two beautiful places. It's just, you know, you go from one gorgeous place to the next. Tell me about shooting this movie with a pregnant belly. What did that feel like?
I've actually had to do quite a few pregnancies. I went through a spate of pregnancies from about 2018 up until or yeah, like 2018 until the end of 2019, where I was constantly playing roles that were pregnant. I don't know. I was like, there must be something in my face that says that must be a pregnant lady. So I had had some experiences working with a belly before, and I shot a TV show here in Australia that charted a full pregnancy. So I went from a really small belly to a really big belly and then a birth. So I had some experience working with a belly. It's really strange. I mean, it's kind of amazing how it immediately changes your physicality and changes the way that you walk and sit. I mean, the difference, I mean, it's like tough. It's like the toughest, firmest thing. It's not the most comfortable thing to wear. It's a onesie, it rides up. It's, you know, it's not friendly in that way. But you know, it was fine. I didn't have to wear it for very, very long on this film. So yeah, it was fine.
Well, yours, I gotta tell you, yours was very realistic, because this is a beef that I have with the pregnancy in film a lot. It's like either all the way up here or it's all the way down there. But yours look great.
Oh, that's good. That's
Yeah.
good. Well done. Well done to the production team. Well done.
So I adored the movie. First of all, my husband and I watched it together, and we were like, this is so refreshing to see a comedy and a love story, and it has so much meaning behind it as well, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think, yeah, that's what's really lovely about the film. And also, you know, ironically, the timing of it being released, you know, especially given where everyone's been for the last 18 months. And
you're back in lockdown, yeah? Are you back in lockdown?
Yeah, we're back in lockdown in Sydney. A lot of Australia is actually in some form of lockdown at the moment. A lot of the states have gone back into restrictions. But yeah, I mean, the thing about the film, yeah, it's such a feel good kind of comedy, but it does have that element of kind of going, oh, you know, just take stock a little bit, you know what I mean? Just stop and have a look and consider, you know, the things in your life and where things are at. And I think also, you know, what's really great about the film, and one of the lessons that Teddy has to learn in the film, is that you know, love and relationships and romance, they're not necessarily about the big gestures. You know, he kind of falls into this trap where he's like, I've got to make it right, as opposed to just being there. You know what I mean? It's like, I've got to fix it. And so I'll fix it by buying her a fruit basket, or I'll fix it by doing this, and I'll fix it by doing that. Which is just like tied up in grand gesture and action, as opposed to just being present. You know, it's actually those things, the great value can be found in the small, insignificant moments, you know, of just being present with another person or giving them time. Yeah. So I think that's also a really important message in the film.
So do you find sometimes that you're guilty of not living in the moment?
Oh, of course. I think we
Again. Where should I sit? Okay, it's a little better.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I think we're all guilty of not living in the moment. We're humans, and we're, we live in a world where achievement and success and progression and constantly sort of like being on this in this rat race, that's part of certainly living in metropolitan cities, you know what I mean? So I, yeah, for sure, I'm definitely guilty of it, but I think 100%, as I think it is for many, many people, the last 18 months have really forced or allowed many people to just stop and just think about where your priorities are, and what you're in pursuit of. What are the benefits of being in pursuit of some of the things that you're in pursuit of, and what has more value for you in life. And I think for some people it's been quite profound, and some people, they just thought about it for a little bit and now they're kind of back because we're sort of open again, and it's different for everyone. But yeah, I think it's been a really important moment.
So what was for you, what was the most profound part of being in lockdown, if you can, put your finger on that?
I mean, for me, it was sort of strange. I was in New York actually working when COVID struck. So I had to get out of New York and find a way to get back to Australia. And I was very lucky that I was able to do that because so many people got stuck overseas. I think for me, the thing that I really took away from it was knowing why, like being in the autonomy of my decision making. There's so much of what we do as artists, and I have a much more extensive theater background, so I'm used to working in theater much more, and to be able to make that economically viable and fortuitous, it means that you have to kind of do 5 or 6 shows back to back. You're constantly just working. And for me, the lockdown and kind of having projects just go up in smoke and I don't know, work it out. Like, we can't pay you, there's no show, just having things stop like that really sort of made me think about, okay, nobody's forcing me to be an actor. Nobody's holding a gun to my head. You know what I mean? This is a choice that I make, and I need to actually be engaged in my autonomy in the decision making about what kinds of projects I want to do, why I want to do this project. What does this mean in terms of my time and commitment and energy that I need to give to this? Is it worth it? What are the reasons? And kind of being very clear about that, because I think everything became very fickle over that time last year. Everything became very like, ooh, that could just disappear. Everything can just stop. Everything can just go away in an instant. So yeah, for me, it was about just reevaluating some of those things. And also, I was very lucky. My partner's family owns a farm, 400 acres of farmland. And I got to go there last year for a significant amount of time and grow vegetables and, look at kangaroos of an evening hopping across the land. And, that was a massive, massive privilege, but also, kind of recalibrating, like, what is winning at life? Like, what's a good day? A good day can just be really good food, really good company, and good conversation. That can be a really good day, and so coming to terms with that, I think,
sounds great. And also a lot of it, a lot of those themes are in Long Story Short as well. Thank you so much for joining me, Zahra. It was a real pleasure to meet you.
No problem. Thank you so much.
Why don't you hold on tight to what you've been handling?
Always new, always refreshing, always candid, always milling about. Robin Milling delivers what celebrities are saying to you.